Michelle with Farmhouse Living, and welcome back to our channel. And happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day, Mom.
Thank you. Happy Mother's Day, sis.
Thank you. So I thought it'd be fun on Mother's Day to share 5 design tips that I learned from Mom. She does not know the design tips that I'm sharing, but I thought it'd be fun if I shared them and kind of gave examples in her home of what I've learned from her, and then she can share and elaborate on those tips and give a little bit more so you guys can take some home for yourself. Okay, so the first one is going to be very obvious. If you have followed us for any amount of time, Mom uses nature to dictate her design. Nature everywhere. She cuts stems, and that's how she freshens her home. She pulls things from outside. She's always like arranging flowers, or you know, like you've seen her wood lot stacks, you know, that whole situation. So just always bringing nature inside, and even if it's not real nature that she's bringing inside, she's letting that kind of be her inspiration and what she runs with. So we talk about that a lot, and we talk about how that's budget friendly, and you've done it for a really long time.
I have, and so one of the things I always tell people is God is the greatest designer, right? He's the ultimate creator, and his creativity way outdoes ours. We have to get our creativity from him. He's the source of all of it. So anything that he made, stone, flowers, plants, wood, all these accents that you bring into your home from the outdoors really are timeless, because they've always been and they always will be, and they're beautiful. Plus the color in nature is so vibrant. So like, these are real. And they're incredible. Look at this color.
And it's fun to go to like Trader Joe's or Central Market and just grab a bouquet of flowers and freshen your home, especially for spring. Mother's Day, it's perfect time to have tulips. So that was my number one tip I've learned from you. And you have literally been doing this since like the 90s.
Why do you always say I do something from the 90s?
Because that's when I was born.
Like before the 90s, I did nothing?
Well,
that's
listen,
when she was born.
I don't know what Mom was doing before the 90s, but I know that she was using nature to design. I know she was using nature to design her home since 1991. So
since you were born.
The next one is to embrace trends, but also be yourself, which sounds like they contradict each other, but Mom is a great example of someone who does this. So like in the 90s, she did Southwestern, but she had her own spin on it. And she didn't do it just to like appease the crowd or like, it was because she really loved the trends. She loves changing things up. So when the design world is changing things up, it's fun for her. It's not I must do this to be what everyone wants me to be. And so then in the Tuscan days, she had the faux finish walls. And then when Farmhouse came into style, and you've done a good job of mixing those styles and kind of layering them in. So not going all at once. Like when you had a Tuscan house, you slowly added Farmhouse elements. And so anyways, I feel like you've done that really well.
So, and getting back to the nature theme, when we felt like we were, you know, called to farmhouse living, it seemed kitschy and trendy, but if you understand that farmhouse always was and it always will be, it's one of those styles that really are a thread common throughout, because it's always been about bringing what was on the land in to create your dwelling, right?
So even as the trends have gone, she's always had that theme running throughout. So it wasn't like she'd bring in the patterns or those distinct trends that were coming into style, like her pastel pattern sofa. I mean, I can't believe that was a thing, but she also was still true to herself and had that nature-inspired influence and kept true to herself. So
and I try to stay with more timeless trends too. That way you don't have to switch so many things up.
Well, I will say that your pastel sofa was not timeless.
It was not timeless.
But you loved it and it was true to you. So if you're going to follow trends, be like Mom and still be yourself. So just make sure that you're true to yourself My next tip that I have learned from Mom in home design is always have your table set and always have your guest spaces ready. So we have shared so many guest rooms and tablescapes and things like that, and I promise they are not just for the Instagram. They are truly, Mom always has her fridge stocked, always the door is always open, she's always ready for guests, and every Friday, Saturday, Sunday is basically a party at Mom's house. So
We should bring Josiah in.
no, she does have a guest here right now from Australia.
Yeah.
So it's
He
just,
could tell you.
yeah,
There's always a snack upstairs, and I keep a little basket with toiletries and anything that somebody might forget. I have that available. And then, just always fresh linens. I love linens.
yeah.
And there's a little mini fridge at the end of our bar, and then people can serve themselves with water or beverages. And so those are, it's like a mini hotel here.
Yeah, she loves having people over.
Yeah,
and so
I do.
It's also fun, even if you're family. It's fun because you always feel welcome to grab something. Like when I've been married for going on 7 years now, but the funny thing is, even the first time he came over, like always felt like you could like reach in the pantry. Like that's allowed here. You just feel like it's okay.
Well, it's more than allowed. It's expected because that makes me feel like you feel at home.
Yeah.
So if someone new comes in, I say, there's the pantry, there's the fridge, and serve yourself.
Yeah, it doesn't matter where you came from.
Right.
It's for you. So, table set, guest rooms ready, all the supplies, pantry loaded. What's for dinner tonight?
Oh, I haven't made that far. Sorry. I haven't made it that far yet.
But you bet she has supplies, and she'll figure it out really fast. Like, just pull it together.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it that well, but I am getting better about, like, when I know my family's coming in town, like, making sure I have everything ready.
How about Asian turkey wraps?
She wasn't listening to what I said. She was just like, what's for dinner? The next design tip that I've learned from Mom, and I have some practical applications that I just use, is to be inspired by unlikely spaces. So Mom, if we're traveling or at a restaurant or like just drive by something random, Mom's totally grabbing that as inspiration. She's always looking through books, magazines, but one practical way that I've seen her do this recently is in her design for her master bathroom. She decided to use inspiration from a dining room for her master bathroom. And most of the time when you're scrolling online and you're looking for inspiration for a specific space, if you're looking for bathroom inspiration, you're only going to look at bathrooms. Mom never lets anything box her in. Like, if she's trying to design a space, anything is an option. So I'll pull up the inspiration, which was it's like a little hutch from Design Loves Detail.
Yeah, in a breakfast room, and it's so sweet. And the detail that popped out at me was this arch.
Yeah.
And so I could see that as a linen cabinet.
Yeah.
Even though it was used in a little breakfast nook for different
so she has
plates and things.
Yeah, so she has a closet that's just not very unique or special or functional.
Yeah.
And so that is going to become a linen cabinet. It's going to look like that. Inspiration from the dining room. So I was able to apply that in my own home when I was looking for inspiration for my hall bath. I actually didn't use inspiration from bathrooms. I was inspired by our friend Stephanie's entryway. And so I'll pop up the hall bath pic and the entryway, and you can see how I just used the style and embraced that. Although there wasn't any tile inspiration, the walls, the molding, and that whole situation made me happy. And so I could confidently design, although it was not from a bathroom. So be inspired by anywhere you're at, any space in any home. Nothing's off the table.
Right.
And this is the last tip that I have learned from Mom, and it's that small changes make a big impact. If you followed us for any amount of time, you'll see we'll switch up the mantle, like just swap out a mirror she's changed out that mirror 100 times. But
I changed it 3 times technically in this mantle.
Yes. And then she'll change out artwork or pillows or just cut some stems from the yard. really small changes will make a really big impact. You saw in our last video, we redid her patio 3 times this year, really cost effectively, and those are all items that can be, I mean, I'm talking like a few little minor changes.
Pillows and
it completely changed it from summer to spring to Christmas. And so you're always doing that.
Yeah, and another thing that I can do it for free if I pull from a different room.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm tired of something in one place, I'll move it to another place and it'll make it all new and fresh. So it doesn't even necessarily take any money to do that. It just takes a little bit of thinking outside of the box. Yeah. And I recently did that when I moved a piece of art into my guest room and put a piece of thrifted art in the breakfast nook. And so just moving things around, adding a new pillow. You can change your entire living room just by doing different throw pillows in a different color. Yep. It goes from coastal to
like more modern
or something like that.
Yeah. Really small updates make a really big difference. And so I feel like you do that very well.
Thanks.
So those are a few things. I wanted to like sum it up so it was all absorbable. I've learned more from you than that. But that is what my takeaways, and the takeaways that I felt like were most practical for you guys as well. So I wanted something that y'all could take all the inspo from Mom as well.
Awesome. Thank you,
sis. Happy Mother's Day. I hope that you guys have a wonderful day and that this inspires you to do some really fun stuff in your home. Maybe not today, just enjoy the family today. But pocket this inspiration and
and happy Mother's Day. And we just hope you guys will join us next week. We're going to do something really fun.
You don't sound happy, but you sound...
Okay. All right, let me...
Yeah, sound more excited.
Okay.
You sound...
I was trying to think.
Happy Mother's Day.
Okay.
Happy Mother's Day. Like, we're in, like...
I'm still thinking about food. Okay. So, happy Mother's Day, and we hope you guys have a really blessed day, and we can't wait to share some more inspo with you next week.
You forgot to like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. Share with your friends and all your mothers you know.
Yes. Bye. Guys.